So okay, here we are in the blender scene. So I'm going to delete everything, go to plus icon, and let's go to motion tracking. So here we're going to load our video sequence. I have it here. I'm going to copy the address as test, go to open. I'm going to input it here and it's going to list. So if you go here, make sure you have sorted it by name, so it will start from frame 1 to the last frame. Okay, so I'm going to press A, select everything, open clip, and I'm going to set scene frames, so it will end where our video ends. And let's prefetch. Okay, so I'm going to preview to see the video. So if you check this video here, you can see we have only location. The video don't zoom in like scaling or rotating. Okay, so we have only location. So in motion model, we have to choose location, get better results. Okay, so I'll choose location and match. Let's make sure it's match previous frame, and let's normalize the lighting. Okay, so let's start on frame 1. I'm going to detect features, and now I'm going to track it forward. You can see we have jump here, so I'm going to stand there and track it back like this. Okay, so now let's go to our frame, last frame, and detect features again, and this one I'm going to track it backwards. So I'm going to my in the middle of the frame, so you can stand anywhere and detect features again. And this one, let's track forward. We have another jump here, so let's go here and track it backwards. Now we get all these trackers, so it is enough for us to go and solve the camera motion. So let's press A to select everything, solve. Let's go to solve that without doing any settings. Let's solve the camera motion and let's see how many errors we are going to get. Okay, we get an average error of 0.49. It's good, but we can do something to reduce the errors. Okay, so let's go to clean up and let's go to tracks and let's see how much which one has high error. So I'm going to select error of 1, type, delete, and clean tracks. Okay, you can see some of the track has been deleted. Let's solve the camera motion again. Now it has reduced to 0.25. Let's make Blender help us to solve for camera length, the focal length, and for keyframe A is where you get better tracking. Okay, you can see frame 60 we get better tracking. So keyframe A, I'm going to set it to 60. Keyframe B, we can choose 120 for that. You can see 120, and let's solve the camera motion again, and we have the same error, but I think this one is good because we have the focal length. Okay, so let's go to our setup background and scene. Okay, so click on set as background, setup scene, and we have our scene created on this side. Okay, so let's preview and see. You can see the ground plane has been aligned with the floor here. Okay, so we need to do something that will align it. So I'm going to select one of the tracker, this one, and I'm going to orientation and set it as origin. Okay, so I can see it's now to that point. And here I'm going to select here. I can select these two trackers and this one, these three trackers, and I'll set it as floor. Okay, I'm going to select two of the trackers and set scale. Okay, this one is good. Okay, so now we have set everything up again. So let's go to layout, and I'm going to divide the scene into two. Press 0 to go to camera view, and I'm going to bring the camera over here. Okay, so in a preview we need to align this one so it will align to the floor. So to do so, let's go to motion tracking, and I'm going to select some of the trackers here, like the floor and one on the wall like this, and this ones, and I'm going to geometry and link empty to track. So when you go to our layout, you can see we have that one over here, but it has not projected to 3D position. So I'm going to select the floor one, the floor empty. Let's go to constraint and set 3D position, and you can see it will set to our floor plane here. You can see, and this one very. So I'm going to align. Let me delete this and align this one to align with the floor plane. Okay, now let me scale it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, let me put all these trackers into new collection. So I'm going to select the trackers, put in this collection. Let's call it track. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import my models here. So let me create a new collection, call it prime, and go to file, import, GLB, and this one I have the file here. I downloaded it from sketch file, so I'm going to paste the address here and import it. Sometimes this one comes with empty, so we need to press Alt plus P to clear and keep transformation. and I'm going to delete the empties to left with only the mesh. Okay, so let me put it on the prime, delete all the other empties. Okay, so here I'm going to scale it up and let's align it to the floor. So here we can see it has stick to the floor plane and it's very good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it animation. So on frame 1 I'll move it up like this. Okay, I'm up. I'm going to insert key on location rotation, and on frame 60 I'm going to move it to land on the plane. Okay, or something like this. I'm going to add cube. Okay, so I'll select this and move it to the cube like this, and I'm going to insert another location and I'll set interpolation to linear so it will move constant velocity. Okay, so I want it to disappear when it reach frame 60. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate the prime bottle and I'll call this chart. Okay, and this one I'm going to remove the keyframe from it and move it outside like this. So all this one has, so okay, let me call this the parent prime one. This one should be called parent. So on frame 60, this is what I'm going to do. I'll go to here and set to cycle. Let's go to object and visibility. On frame 60 I'm going to insert key on vapor visibility to be on and move one frame to frame 61. I'm going to off them and insert key again. This one will be animate, and when I reach frame 60 going, it will disappear like this, boom, and disappear. So when this one disappear, we want the child particles object to spawn like it has blast, something like this. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. These are the trick we are going to use to do that. So let me this and move this one to that point. Okay, now let me duplicate it first and I'm going to scale it down. So note, this is the child object, this is the parent object, and this is another child, and I'm going to call this child particles. This one for the child particle first, shift select the child, control plus B and choose object. Okay, so select the child particles and let's go to objects. Okay, and go to instances and set to vertices. You can see this one, we have aligned this one to, so let's select the child particles, which is this one, and let's move to align this one. So let's make sure this one is enabled. So on frame 60 we have to align this one to this. Okay, so I'm going to move them to be aligned perfect with this guys. So how can we make this to fill on all the spaces? That's what I'm going to do. With the chart selected, go to modify. I'm going to add remesh modify to 8, and here I'm going to increase the vessel size. Okay, so now we can see we get this. So we have to make sure it don't overlap on each other more. So you can select the chart particles and scale it down a little bit. Remove it here, make sure it don't overlap. So we can use the vessel size to make more bottles. Okay, more chart objects here. I think this one is good. You can move on to next steps. So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to select the chart, control plus E, and apply instance. So make instances real. So now all this is going to convert into object. Okay, and press M. Let's move to another collection, call it chart particles. So we have this in one collection. After that, this one is not useful again. We can delete it, and we can delete also this one because we have our chart particles over here. So now I'm going to give a rigid body to the chart object. So I want the rigid body to start at a point on it on here. So I'll select all the chart objects and let's go to object here and okay, set origin to geometry. Now we can select one of the chart object. Let's go to physics and I'm going to give the rigid body. Okay, and for the rigid body, I want you to start acting on the object from frame 60 going. Okay, when this parent object disappear. So I'm going to make it as animated, insert key, move one frame and remove its animated and insert key. Okay, so let's play and see. So the moment this one disappear, this one starts falling, and I want this one also to disappear on frame 61 going. So this is how I'm going to do it. Let's go to object, go to visibility. Here I'm going to set, let's go to frame 61 and set the visibility to on, and let's go back to frame 60, set them off. Okay, and insert key again. So it will be off. Okay, it won't appear till frame 61 and it appear and it is 4 on the ground. Okay, so I'm going to select this, go to physics, give it to rigid body, select this one, give it rigid body. Okay, and let's play. Let's know we have to set this one as passive and set this one as passive. Okay, so let's play and see. And it will fall on it. Okay, let's give this one a cube. I think because of we rotate this, that's why this one is happening. Okay, that we can select this and make the orientation very good, but it won't align with this one. Perfect. You can do it later, but let's do it like this. Okay, let's see, and boom, and it is for on the plane. Okay, so now let's select that child object that has rigid body and animation on it, and let's go to here. Let's go to frame 68 or any frame that is appear, and let's select the child collection and select object. That means this one will be highlighted. Now let's go to object, rigid body, copy from active, and press Ctrl plus L and link animation data. Right now on frame 1, nothing is going to happen. All of them will disappear. Only the mother object will be appear. So let's play and see what will happen. So the moment this one disappear, you can see the child object also appear and fall on the ground. Okay, you can see this one very good. So boom, and appear. So you can make the impact more boom. So the moment this one disappear and the child object also appear like that. Okay, this is a strategy we use to achieve something like this. So and like this. This is how I achieve this. So guys, thank you for watching. This is the end of the tutorial.